At this point, to pay artistic tribute to Baba Malik, we have none other than the incomparable Black Pearl.
Don't just bring me flowers like someone died today. I like this feeling in my shoulder blades. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna be its slave. Go ahead, consume me. Take your course and run right through me. I won't resist. I take pain like sugar in my tea. It comforts me. If I woke up one morning and there was no weight on my chest, I guess I just float away. If everything was kosher perfect and there was no regret, I bet I'd find some and swallow it whole. Like poison I stole. I didn't ask for this, so why did she give it to me? Please don't bring me flowers. It's not befitting. And just let me continue quitting. It's my own way. I don't want flowers. Don't you dare bring me flowers today. To be here to honor Baba Malik. When I came to New Orleans in 2015, he was the only person in the whole city I knew, and he opened his doors to me, and he didn't ask me for anything, and my parents were like, "Are you okay? Are you safe?" And I'm like, "I'm good." I live with the baddest one on the block, so y'all don't have to worry about me. So I'm forever grateful about that. Providing a home for somebody, to me, I feel like is the biggest thing you can do for them, and so I'm forever grateful for that. So I have another piece I want to perform for you all. Do I have permission to speak freely? For those of you who know me, tell the people around you what that means. Make sure that's something that's okay. All right. I guess I'll use the microphone though, please. perform this piece with a microphone, but this room is big, so, all right. I'm mad. I'm mad as hell for various reasons. I'm a poet, and one of the things I do is stand up and tell people how mad I am. So, as we all know, there's an infinite list of things of which to be pissed, from abnormal cell growth, from cell phones to that mysterious mist, trails deposited in the sky that the government claims is myth, and we're crazy, right? I'm mad I can't dress how I please without some man thinking I'm his personal tease or feeling like I look fat. I'm mad as hell that sophisticated, educated people have a hard time procreating, while mothers in the hood, half my age with half my education, have twice as many children as my late mother. I'm mad my mom is dead. I'm mad people see procreation as a curse. I'm mad I look raggedy unless I'm carrying a purse with someone else's initials, and what's worse, I'm mad I can't afford it. I'm mad I live off of scraps while I write raps about how money will never change me. I'm mad I be thinking I can sing until somebody better enters the scene. I want to eat natural, but food from the ground costs more. My teeth are rotted from generations of miseducation and fluoride being introduced more and younger. Seems Earth is designed to plunder households, citywide, national, and world hunger, but no world peace. So yeah, I'm mad as fuck about these things. Red Bull gave me an anxiety attack, by the way. Not no fucking wings. I'm not a bull anyways. What do I need with taurine? Oh, to make it through the day through which I bricklayed for pennies to help my boss build her dream. So now I see how crazy this lifeline has set me up to be. Planting thoughts in my head, whispering secrets to me in reverse from the time I was a tiny thing. So that when I close my eyes to dream, fear is all I see. Hormones are all I eat. Red 40 is all I drink. And Kim Lab antibodies are all I breathe. Breathe easy, my friends say as we walk away for the day. But my face is red, my chest is puffed out. I'm holding my breath in because I'm mad. And I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me faster than you already are, in too deep, gone too far. But that ain't a bad thing, because the deeper I get into this tunnel, the closer I get to the light at the end. The more bullshit I resist, the stronger I get. I see you, big brother, while you watching me, and I ain't gonna blink. We can be locked into the staring contest all day until I get bored and look away. See, I learned better than what I thought I knew to think. I don't fight to be free. Demographics are real to you, not me. Mathematics is far more grand than statistics, and money ain't a thing. See, I exercise my skills so that I'm never a slave. And to all the people petitioning and rallying and praying and otherwise giving your power away, it's a trick, my friend. So here's the cure. You can't fight for something that's already yours. The system got a clear trail to get you off course. And of course, we pull it to scream till our voices get hoarse. This soapbox about to break because we use it so often, but don't be fooled. That same box becomes your coffin. Don't be fooled. Don't eat and get full of a plethora of lies brought to you uninterrupted by the same people that brought you Jesus, and public schools and prison systems and McDonald's, and sawfish in your soap to wash away any hope of you knowing where you came from after those same people brought you here. But see, just because it seems so real don't mean it actually is. So there's really no reason to be pissed. I got used to being dissed for being different. Too dark in the skin like I'm an African. They couldn't understand why I was liking it. Clad in my own fads, Abercrombie ain't shit. You can't touch me if you can't see me, no. Your flawed ass system finna be overthrown. Don't be surprised, that's how nature go, because righteousness always win, you know. This is one spirit you ain't infiltrating nor penetrating. I'm growing in a constant motion and you hate it. I observe and I learn a few things, and I be thankful for the brick laying in the pin knees and go off once I've learned how to do my own thing. The plan you had set for me. I love black men by bootleg flicks. I eat vegan food from Rye Yosef. Don't celebrate Thanksgiving or Christmas. No kids and no play, so your plan wasn't shit. Opinions, birth legalities. That don't mean I'ma go and sell weed, but I damn sure don't judge those who sell it to me. I follow human law, respect you, respect me. Expecting me to beg for peace while you increase the number of young black kings becoming deceased, young queens becoming diseased, while all the money go to a war and a football league. And the sad thing is that poor people believe that being rich is better to perpetuate perceived reality, penetrating minds cursed with permeability, stealing from themselves because of pity, and ask me what I think about that half-black leader, android wannabe you wanted me to worship or hate or whatever. I will give you that point because a black president, that was pretty damn clever. But me, I rebel because I believe in peace, and I believe in peace because I believe in me. My lifeline is well-defined and I carry it everywhere, so all that extra talking, I truly, truly don't care. You mad? Thank you.
Now we segue into chapter 3, post-Hurricane Katrina years, Common Ground, 2006 to present. The speakers are Associate Professor of History and African American Studies from Princeton University, Joshua Guild, Baba Robert King of the Angola 3, and the Black Panther Party member, Angola chapter. Please approach the podium.
Being here. I've been given an impossible task because we are here to celebrate Brother Malik Rahim. We are celebrating his life and legacy as an activist. We were only up to 1976 by my count. There's a lot that happened between 1976 and Part 3, 2006, after Katrina. I can't do it justice. There's a few things I do want to point out very quickly. Before I get to that, very quickly, let me say that I've known Malik now for about a decade. I come to New Orleans from New York City. In fact, I flew this morning from New York City because there's nowhere I would rather be than to be here with you, Malik. And I've been in conversation with Malik for the last decade. I am a professor of African American history at Princeton. I have fancy degrees from fancy schools. I've been to many wonderful institutions, but this is my greatest teacher right here. And I've been fortunate to sit with him on his porch and in his living room and drive around in a car, learning about the history of his family and his commitment to struggle and to this community. So a couple things just to point out from where we are in 1976 to bring it up to the 21st century. In Northern California, he worked as a community organizer, organizing public housing tenants. He joined the Green Party and started his struggle in the struggle for environmental justice. And then he continued to return back to New Orleans, continued to connect with his community here, and ultimately came home to help take care of his mother in her final years. When Katrina hit, Malik was here in his home in Algiers, and looking around in his neighborhood in a flooded city, he noticed a number of things. He noticed that help was not on the way. There was no cavalry coming. The Red Cross was not there. But what was there were vigilantes in the community in the West Bank. And Malik, along with General Rico and others, defended their community against those vigilantes. And at his kitchen table with $50 and an idea that the community needed some assistance, and that help was not going to come from outside the community, it was only going to come from within the community, he co-founded the organization that came to be known as Common Ground Collective. And what Common Ground did was nothing less than extraordinary. It created, in his words, a mechanism to ensure that everyone who is in need of aid gets that aid, and that we would learn to develop a mechanism to make sure that what happened in Katrina would never happen again. That was the founding idea of Common Ground. He put out a call for assistance, a nationwide and eventually international call for assistance, volunteers to come to New Orleans to help the people here in the city in need and eventually to help rebuild the city. It started with dozens of people, eventually hundreds, and over a period of some years, thousands of people came to New Orleans to work under the leadership of Malik in Common Ground. They provided basic food and relief to folks in the West Bank and in the Ninth Ward in particular. They founded, on the model of the Black Panther Party, a free health clinic, eventually multiple free health clinics providing health services to people, thousands of people here in New Orleans. They gutted homes. They helped mediate against mold. They built gardens. They provided legal services. All this, grassroots, bottom up, no foundations, no government support, strictly the support of communities and a few philanthropically minded folks. Malik developed a vision of environmental justice. It started in the Green Party in the 1990s. It took fruition here in New Orleans with Common Ground. And this is a vision he carries with him today. The motto of Common Ground, solidarity, not charity. And I think it's a motto that we need to hold in our hearts and continue to struggle with today. Malik Rahim is a visionary, and this is why he's one of my greatest teachers. In 2008, he ran for Congress under the Green Party. And I want to just, because I'm a historian, I had to go into the archive, and I found documents, actually a letter that Malik sent out to community asking for his support in the run-up to the election. And here he distills his vision for what he could accomplish as the congressperson for New Orleans. He said, "I will provide concrete alternatives to the wars being waged against our communities at home and the wars continuing abroad. Our communities deserve no less. I will continue to advocate for safe, affordable housing, the establishment of universal health care, and invest a comprehensive storm protection system and wetland restoration. I would initiate repeal of the so-called Patriot Act, author legislation to remove FEMA from the Department of Homeland Security, demand an end to the costly and senseless incarceration of nonviolent offenders, and advocate for full funding of our schools." Can you imagine if we had elected Malik Rahim to Congress a decade ago, where we might be today? Malik Rahim is a visionary. He is committed to the struggle. He embodies that in his lifetime of service. But what I love about him, perhaps more than anything, is his eternal optimism, his faith. It inspires me and inspires all of us. If you ever correspond with Malik over email, he signs off all his emails in the struggle for environmental peace and justice, right? And if you ever talk to him, greet him, as all of you probably have today, or see him in the streets riding his bike, walking his dog, all power.
Hello, my name is Robert King, as some of you know. I'm a voice free member of the Angola Tree. I'm not going to talk about the Angola Tree. I paid tribute to my comrade and friend most of the time, and my brother, I must admit. Malik Rahim has worn many hats. All of them have the struggle written on them. Malik Rahim is directly responsible. I say that I was the first free member of the Angola Tree, but he is directly and indirectly responsible for my being released. In fact, Malik Rahim is responsible for A3 garnering the support among other fellow Panthers. He was the one who recruited former members of the Black Panther Party. You saw him on the movie. You saw out there, French Squire. You saw Marion Brown. You saw others. You know, you saw Ed and some others. All of those folks were recruited by Malik to get on board. Because when he heard about our case, of course, he would tell you this. I don't have but a few minutes, I'm told. So I don't even want the few minutes. I want those minutes to go to Malik. Malik Rahim is the person, I think, who is responsible for our being released, for the support that we eventually gathered around the world, or garnered around the world. At first, again, it was just regional. Then it became national, it became international, it became worldwide. Angola 3 has worldwide support all over the world directly due to Malik Rahim. There were many people, I'm looking at faces in the audience now. It would be impossible to name all of you who contributed to our cause. But we can say this, that the first pebble, and I'm a firm believer in cause and effect. You throw a pebble in your palm, you get ripples, and you get the ripples turn to waves, then the waves turn to tsunami. And this is what happened in our case. It turned to a tsunami, and it's all as a result of efforts that were Malik Rahim put forward. And not only did he do this for A3, Malik Rahim was a person, who during the time of Katrina, we communicated. He called me, I called him. I tried to get him to come where I was. I was not leaving. Malik wasn't going to leave either. He said, no, I'm going to stay. Malik stayed. While I stayed in mid-city, I couldn't travel anywhere because the water in front of my house was 8 feet high. But Malik did what he needed to do. Malik, while I was struggling with water, Malik was establishing common ground in which he brought people in from all over the world. People dropped out of colleges to come to give support and pay tribute to what he had done at the home of his mother. So Malik Rahim, you did a good job. There are rewards for you. You are getting your flowers while you can smell them. You will continue to get your flowers while you can smell them. Congratulations, and I want to thank all of you all, and especially the alumni here at Southern University. Thanks a lot.
Brother Joshua Gould and Brother Robert King ain't going to remember. At this point, to pay artistic homage to Baba Malik, once again, Third Eye.
Papa Tito's requested this. If we could actually stand up on your feet, I know it's gonna feel good. Just do this 4 times with me, please. Ready? It goes like this. With that, we got to get the body moving. We're going to go to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Here we go.
Say yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah. We call it this jazz. Say yeah, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh. Bengelaya. Bengelaya. Mandele. Mandele. Wakota woyo. You just made a call to the ancestors who've been listening to us. And all the words we spoke here today, I think if all of us take those words, like my sister said, you gotta do something. Don't just talk. Say yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. And again, to organize our children, because children are tomorrow. If we don't give them the wisdom and the gift of life, we will be sitting on the first home. Say yeah, yeah. Yeah. Because the first home It's only in America, in France, Europe, you find a village of old people. Say yeah, yeah. Yeah. You can travel around the world, you will never see a village of old people. Say yeah, yeah. Yeah. Jazz.
Chapter 4, family. Something as important to Baba Malik as the community is his family. And at this point, I'd like to bring to the fore 2 of his adopted sons. You've already heard one. The other is a young warrior, Lamont Simmons and Brother Trent Smith.
Good afternoon, everybody. And to say OGs, OG is multiple of y'all in here tonight. All respect and honor to the elders. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. It's definitely a blessing and an honor to fellowship and build with your people. I'm going to be reading The Man of Steel, a poem written by the late Angola 3-member Herman Wallace. My keepers believe I'm the man of steel, ripping and running in and out of my life as if this shit ain't real. They frame me for murder, and when their conspiracy is exposed and they are all deposed, the judge declared case closed. Equal access to justice, equal access to rule. Doctrine never meant for the man of steel, but to terminate 40 years of his indomitable will. Maybe my soul is that of concrete. Maybe it is that of the wind. Maybe it is that of fire. Maybe it is the spirit of the people, the spirit of my ancestors. Whatever my keepers wish my soul to be, the man of steel has always been free. All power.
All power to the people.
Hello again. All power. All right, this is, first of all, I gotta say this brother, he has such a beautiful heart, ugly face, but beautiful heart. I told you I was gonna get you, Bob, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. There's not a day that goes by that he doesn't tell me and Lamont. There's not a day that goes by. He says, he looks at us, hey, you may be ugly, but you sure ain't stupid. Every day he gives us, I'm gonna get you today. No, but we call in our household, we call him Baba. Y'all may know him as Malik. Some of y'all may know him as Donald, but in our household, he's known as Baba. We don't even have to say Malik anymore. So when Baba comes out of my mouth, everybody that knows me knows who I'm talking about. I consider him my Baba, my father, and I thank you for everything that you've done. And you know, there's not too many people that you can meet in your lifetime that you can honestly say that you can learn something from every time you have a conversation with him. And this brother right here, if you don't believe me, have a sit down with him for three times in a row. You're gonna learn something every time. and it's just natural. He's a human library. It's amazing the things that you can learn from this man. You know, as ugly as he is, he's actually. Thank you for everything, Bob. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow, because I know he's gonna give me tomorrow. He's gonna give me back. Thank you for everything. I love you, Bob.
I would like Sister Monique, Sister Angela, Charlie V. Is Charlie V in the room? Can someone please get Charlie V? Oh, Brother Charlie V. All right. Please come up to this podium. At this point, I'd like to bring Sister Sunny to pay a final artistic tribute to our elder and leader and protector.
Yes, yes, yes. It's cold in here, too.
Look,
They say y'all supposed to be out 9 o'clock. We gonna freeze y'all out now. It's time to go. I know how we do. It's all right. It's all right. I know how I do. That's enough honoring now. It's cold. I'm gonna freeze tonight. This makes me think about, Baba had with the house, right, and the taxes. And I think about, we say, oh, this work. The tax man don't care. Not my potions or my spells. Not my crawfish or my crabs. Not my brass or my eggs. Ain't none of it for sale. Not my cemetery or my temple. Not my land or my love. Not my plurines. Because in New Orleans, some kind of way that R and that L switch.
Yeah.
So we might not give you a praline, but we can give you a plurine. Not my plurines or my huckabucks. Ain't none of it for sale. You peeping Toms and Sallies, you Wisconsins and Nebraskas, you thieves and tax collectors. Ain't nothing over here for sale. Not my theater or my park, not my music or my art, not my soul or my heart. Ain't none of it for sale. You bandits and you con men, you dumpster divers and hoodlums, keep your eyes off my prize, cause ain't nothing of mine for sale. Not my shotgun or my cottage, not my ballrooms, none of my houses. Now, if you ain't heard in the last announcement, ain't nothing over here for sale.
Yeah.
Not my nene or my parent, not my auntie or my granny, my papa, not none of my family. I'm telling you, ain't nothing of mine for sale. Not my sinners or my saints, not my goods, not even my kings. Don't see the picture? Look, let me grab my paint, make it pretty, use proper language. Oh, there is nothing over here. Not my culture or my crown. The city has had enough of you clowns. You want to build it up but keep me down? Or anything to make that sad? Now you want me to give you all I got. You want my window and my pot. Now Lord knows it ain't a lot. Oh, but it's mine. And it ain't for sale. Now see, you don't know me or my pride, my heritage, my history, my line, my dignity, my legacy, my pride. Look, some things just ain't up for buying. So while you gentrify and plot, while you calculate and allot, of all the things, put this one on top. Ain't nothing over here
For sale.
something about our history. This tabloid newspaper contribution, with the blessings of Billy X. Jennings and Emory Douglas, was made to honor the compassion, self-determination, dignity, the sacred, community, wisdom, and respect for our elders. Malik Rahim's tireless sacrifices and commitment for community echoes that which shaped William Cordova's worldview when he was growing up in Lima, Peru. Common threads, common values. Thank you for your presence. In Spanish, we say ache, and in Quechua, we say pachacuti, pachacuti, pachacuti. Revolution, revolution, revolution. Sincerely, William Cordova, the creator of this memorial newspaper in honor of Baba Malik Rahim.
Baba, I hope you enjoy your commemorative paper. This is one of the takeaways, brothers and sisters. Keep this in your treasure box. It's very important. It does what we have done, we've taken this long to do. It does in several pages. So please keep this in your treasure trove. Ladies, front and center, please. Sister Darlene Holmes, Sister Linda Hill, all members of the Center for the African and African American Studies here at Southern University, and we present you with the Living Legend Award, presented to Brother Malik Rahim in recognition of lifelong contributions to humanity established January 18, 2019. Presented by Southern University at New Orleans, Center for African and African American Studies, a Title III program. Brother Malik Rahim. I'd like to bring to the center of the stage Sister Angela and the Chancellor.
All right, in the interest of time, we will not read the entire proclamation, but what I do have is from the City Council of New Orleans. They have acknowledged Malik as a living legend and a hero. This was requested by Councilman Jay Banks, and it is signed by every member of the City Council.
Brother Rahim, you have here a resolution from the Louisiana House of Representatives, the Louisiana Black Caucus, Legislative Black Caucus, and it is signed by Representative Randall L. Gaines, Chairman of the Louisiana Legislative Black Caucus. And in addition, from the United States House of Representatives, from the Honorable Cedric L. Richmond, 2nd Congressional District of Louisiana, another great commendation signed by Congressman Richmond, and again, well deserved.
We're not finished with you yet, brother. We're not finished. Brother Charlie V., one of the renowned artists and art educators in the city of New Orleans. Brother Charles.
All right, peace everybody. How y'all doing? Man, as much as I talk and joke and rib and snap and roast, I'm speechless, but I'm honored. I'm super, uber honored. Just let me get Now, let me do my thing, because that's what I do, my thing. You inspired me. That ain't nothing new, right? That ain't nothing new. But thanks to my 2 kids, my students, everybody from uptown, because I know you from downtown, and everywhere else in between, they gave me the energy to provide you with what I think represents you. So I hope you love it. It's all with peace, love, and respect to you.
Well, hide your face, brother.
All right, at this time, we're going to have Baba Malik. We're going to have Baba Malik say a few words. Brother Baba.
I'm one who very seldom is at a loss for words. See, I ain't gonna talk about it. But I'm gonna tell you, I thank y'all for this. When I first talked to him and he told me about this, I was recovering from a stroke. I had just had my prostate removed, dealing with prostate cancer. And I had some brothers to help me through it. So I went from prostate surgery to dealing with recovering from a stroke to almost losing a battle to save my home. I work under the premise that the key to success is faith in the Most High, confidence in yourself, and be willing to make a sacrifice. I truly believe that if you do those 3 in that order, you will find success. Now, will you find richness? No. Will you find happiness? No. But I tell you what, you'll find the joy, the essence of life. The shootout that we was in, I'll go to my grave with the belief that the only reason why we survived it is because we had 4 little angels watching over us. Yeah. Because it happened September the 15th, 1970. In 1963, on September the 15th, was the Birmingham bomb. I believe that it was those little angels that watched us. The night before the shootout, a lady came and put a prayer cloth on the wall and said, if anybody pray, everything gonna be all right. We just wanted to get her away from the house because
the police was steady shooting in and out of the house that night. That next morning, when we saw all those police with automatic weapons coming to evict us out of a wooden house, I didn't pray that I would survive. Because at that time it was known that when blacks pick up guns, they lose their life. And they don't just lose it. They are tortured before they are killed. Charles Dessalon had his hands cut off and was roasted alive because he dared to struggle in this state. We not only survived the shootout, and I'm talking about over 100 police shooting in a wooden house for 20 minutes. And not one person was injured. Within a year, we was all found not guilty. Some people could say, well, hey, that's just a coincidence. I believe it's only by the grace of God. When Katrina happened, August the 29th, the day before, August the 28th, that hurricane was heading straight for the city of New Orleans. Straight for the city. And it deviated just enough that it spared us and hit Mississippi. But that date was the 50th anniversary of the murder of Emmett Till. I believe it was the spirit of Emmett Till that saved us in this city. I don't think it's a coincidence that we are meeting here tonight. Yes, sir. The beginning of 2019. 1619, we was first brought here to America in bondage. That's 400 years. In 1719, the first slave came to Louisiana. That's 300 years. I'm not a real religious person, but I'm a very spiritual person. And I truly believe in numbers. I was blessed. I've been blessed. If anybody deserves this Living Legend Award, it's my mother. Because we don't know what we take our people for, how we take them for granted. But then when the lights is out, that's all we have. God knows I'll be homeless if it wasn't for the love of my sister and my brother, who allowed me to stay in my mother's house and literally allow the house to be torn down on me. I've been living in a house now for 10 years without running water. I've been living in that house with some of the walls that's still not up. But I would not allow those vigilantes to run me out of Algiers. I would not give them, I would not allow them to have victory over me. So I stayed. And I'm gonna tell you, to walk around and see these vigilantes on a daily basis, to look at them and see what they have gotten away with. With all the young African American brothers that was killed. To look at them. And I see them on a daily basis. I'm in a community that have a health clinic that I started and can't go in. I'm unemployable. The Lord has blessed me though, with great women in my life. From Oprah Joyner, Linda Harris, to Sharon Johnson, Barbara Thomas, to the love of my life right now, Vera Lynn, my queen. Stand up, baby. Most people, when the FBI come around, they leave you. Oh, I ain't gonna deal with you. You got the FBI coming around. And she has persevered. The Lord has blessed me with great people. Throughout all my hardships, I always knew one thing. I had it better than Albert Woodfox. Because he was in solitary confinement. So I knew that I have the strength to endure because of what he had done. During my darkest hours, I had a person that I had grown to love, General Rico Forbes, stuck with me. All this time, from Katrina all the way up till right now. Because I came here with him. I could have came with anybody else, but I chose to come here with him, my comrade. To the young individuals that I'm working with now. Ugly Trent, Trent. Kevin, to Matt, to a person that I've grown to love. I can't say he's a son because of the fact that he's too young to be my son. But he's a grandson, and I mean a grandson. And that's Lamont Simmons. We all stand on the soldiers of giants. I've been truly blessed to meet giants. Robert King, Herman Wallace, Albert Woodfox, Tookie Williams. And Tookie was a brother from here, from Jonestown, from right there in Gretna. I know most of y'all may not know what Crook meant, but it meant a community response for impoverished people. It started off very political and then turned on itself. Because we always got to remember, power unchecked is power that you will regret. We have lost too much as a people. Most of the kids that come to this college I probably have about 50 years over it. But I want you to think, if we fail to act right now, what kind of world will they inherit in 50 years? We have a president and a Congress that's fighting over what they say is principles. $5 billion to build a wall. But we $22 trillion in debt. $22 trillion, but the only thing we can find to argue about is a damn wall. But who's gonna pay this debt? Our children, our grandchildren. We sit up and we talk about all the rights that we want as African Americans. But if we had all these rights and we cannot drink this water or breathe this air, it all become mute.
Right, brother. Big buck.
So we need to understand, we got to act. We are blessed tonight. We are here. You have made the sacrifice to come, and you have made the better sacrifice to stay. So now it's time for us to come together. Time for us to make sure that if nobody else acts, there's enough in this room that we can transform this city. We have to do it. We can't lay around and depend on nobody else. We have to make sure that our youth have a future. Because I'm going to tell you, either they're going to curse us or they're going to honor us. I'd rather be honored than cursed. I don't want to talk too long. But I want to tell you, let's come together. Let's put together our petty difference. Let's put it together and start working for our common good. I watched my brother lose the Craig Center. Watched my brother lose the Circle Food Store. Why? Because we can't come together. Let's come together. Let's make sure that we don't lose nothing else. That everything else is victorious. Oh yes, I know how good it is to lose. Because I haven't been on the winning side. I mean, I'm honored to get that little plaque. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, it don't pay no bills. Christmas had just passed by again. I couldn't get nobody no gifts. I don't have anything. I'm trying to get my disability as a veteran. How I make it is because of my family. My woman. That's how I survived. I never got a sabbatical. I never got paid for my activism. But I will not give up. I'm a firm believer that a quitter never wins and a winner never quit.
Right on.
You're gonna have to deal with me. I'm too old to run. Too old to run. I ain't gonna let nobody run me out of my mother's home. Because that's what they want. Because when I said that about the vigilante, they said I was a crazy old militant. But now came out that there was vigilantes. How Henry Glover was killed. What happened on the Danziger Bridge. Finally came out. When the BP oil spill happened, I did a protest that I'm gonna start again this summer, biking for the Gulf. It wasn't because of the BP oil spill. But how many of y'all have heard of the Taylor oil spill? This is one that has been continuously spewing petroleum ever since 2004. It's about to overtake the BP oil spill. When are we gonna stand up and say something? It's time for us to talk about what can we do as it relates to wetland restoration. Because as much as we talk about laws, you can't tell me that a storm protection system that we have spent over $7 billion to create, but cannot withstand a Category 3 hurricane will do us any good. We have to come together. Let's use this opportunity to say that we will work together. That whatever little petty differences that we have, we're gonna put it on the side. We're gonna put our faith in the Most High, and we're gonna just move forward. Do you have to believe what I believe? No. But you have that right to your belief. And I have that obligation to honor your right. I don't care what it is. I have that responsibility. And I cannot allow our differences to make it so that we refuse to work together. Because when those youngsters on the street see us bullshitting over little petty differences, what do they think? What do they think? When we supposed to be the ones that have it together. But we refuse to act. One of the things that and I know I might create some enemies when I say this. But one of the things that we as black men have to do, we have to come together and take charge of our community. We got to make sure that our women know that they are protected by their men. Right. Yeah. We cannot be scary Christians. We cannot be scary Muslims. That at night we hide in our houses, scared to go outside. And our children, our sons, seeing their fathers, scared to go outside. They ain't scared of the Klan. They ain't scared of the police, regardless of what some people say. They're scared of another black man. There's no way that we'll be killing each other today if the original Black Panther Party was still here. But now look what we have came together under the premise of. We have educators, we have lawyers, we have doctors, we have everything that is needed in this community right now for the upliftment of our community. I mean, it's right here. We have a historian from Princeton. We have the hip-hop doc. But we have a doctor in here. I can't speak about all the educators. So what's stopping us? It got to be our fear for each other. It got to be the fear for each other. But I tell you what, if just 10% of those that's left in this room would come together, we would transform our community. It's a disgrace that this university isn't full of black youth in our community that need an education.
Exactly.
There is no reason for this. There's no reason for Southern enrollment to be plummeted at a time that it should be increasing. There is no reason. You can't come to me with a justification for it. Cannot tell me, oh man, listen, I'm too busy. But what about your kids? You too busy for them? Your grandkids? I've been blessed. I got 7 children. I have 23 grandchildren. And I have 11 great-grandchildren. That's a blessing. I don't want them to ever say to me, how could you sit around and squander away life as you knew it? Why did you leave us a $22 trillion debt? Why did you leave us all these thousands of weapons of mass destruction that is now antiquated? Why did you leave this for us to deal with? Why does New Orleans no longer exist? Don't let them say this. Let them say that when we was on the verge, that we put our trust in God and start moving on faith. Because it is said also that faith without works is dead. You can say you have faith, but if you ain't following it by action, it ain't about nothing. That's what we got to move on. I'll be 72 years old this year. I'm at the twilight of my days. I was telling Rico, I said, boy, all this that they honor me, well, I might walk out here today, slip on a banana peel, and get hit by a Volkswagen. Again, I'm so honored. But don't turn this into something that instead of being something that I would cherish, to something that I would regret. Because if we go back to doing the same old thing, tonight have been useless. Let's use this as a stepping stone. And from here, let us grow. We have, listen, there's everything in here. How many people in here is willing to work for environmental peace and justice? Let me see some hands. Let me see some hands. Willing to work for environmental peace and justice, hold up your hand. Now, if you're willing to do it, Trent, on the way out, do a sign of this. Sign up. Sign up. If this university is willing to host us tonight, next month is Black History Month. Yes, sir. Let's come back together. That's right. Let's come back right here and find solutions. That's right. I know that there's many elements to the Southern system. You got a business class, then bring those business to the next meeting. There's lawyers, then come back. You have a science program. Let's deal with it. That's not our community be, if you want to find a black community, that's all you got to do is look for a chemical plant. Because that's the way it is right now. I'm going to close with something that I saw Reverend Avery Alexander do. We was at a meeting right outside of Baton Rouge. And Reverend Avery Alexander came in the meeting with a bag. And you could see by the size of the bag and what he had in it, he had some fish. As we sitting down meeting, he proceeded to lay the fish out and with the gut. And everybody looked at me, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? What's going on? You think you gutting out fish at this meeting? Well, he just asked Cat Bryan to cut off the lights. And when he cut off the lights, you could see the intestines of those fish glowing. Glowing. With that, it sparked the drive or the movement for establishing Cancer Alley. When I was in that hospital, I looked around, I seen all these black men and women laid up.
You're right, bro.
Laid up. Oh yeah, laid up. I mean, how we are losing.
You're right.
We work under a premise that every time an elder make his transition, without passing down his life experience, that we have burned down a library.
That's true.
We got to stop burning down libraries. We got to make sure that this next generation don't make the mistakes that we made. I saw Tookie Williams turn from a vicious criminal to a man of peace and love. I watched it with many others. Let's make sure that our people don't get caught up in this I can't even think of a name that is proper that I could call it. Where we think banging is the only solution. We got to stop where these youth believe that the only equal opportunity employer is the dope man. We have to come together. We have to start taking time. I see Lamont take time with the students at Nan. See him in the evening taking time with him. I see others taking time. I can look around and see Big E, what he's doing at West Jeff. And understand those two schools, West Jeff and Land. When I was coming up, West Jeff was a Cajun school. And it was called the Buccaneers. Landry was a black school, and it was called the Buccaneers. That's because of how we worked together in solidarity when those Cajuns first came down here. Because you see all these Cajun pictures. But what you need to remember is we the ones who taught them how to survive in the volume. We taught. And just like we taught them then, we can teach our kids today how to survive. Wetland restoration is critical as far as I'm concerned. Because I come from a community of Maroons. And it was the Maroons that cut down the cypress forest that surrounded this city. And I believe it's up to us to replant it. We can do it. Let's put our differences aside and let's work, because I'm gonna tell you, if there is a God and he come down and see what we have done to this planet, he cannot be nothing but hurt for what we have done. We don't have another planet that we can go to. This is the only one. Let's straighten it up. Let's make sure that those kids don't have to go and listen to, this is where we used to live. But this is where we are living. With that, I thank everyone for coming out, and I pray that the Most High continue to bless us all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have two final presentations, so if you could wait patiently for two final presentations. Dr. Ronnie Whitfield, would you quickly come up? Two final presentations, and we're so grateful for your patience tonight.
I think I'll make this brief. If you want to do something fast, you do it alone. If you want to do something great, you do it together. When I met Malik Rahim, I was told that my life was transformed and changed. My family doctor in Baton Rouge, but I'm also an activist. And the shooting of Alton Sterling totally changed my perspectives and views on what's going on in Baton Rouge. So, in honor of you, Brother Malik, I did this for you. I hope you enjoy this. It's also inspired by Brother Albert Woodfox. So, y'all take a look and tell what you think.
Lights. Lights. The bottom one.
I was in solitary confinement for 43 years and 10 months. And he was a member of the Black Panther Party. We all had joined the party while in prison. And I was in that cell for 23 hours out of the day, every day. First of all, none of us thought we would be in solitary confinement for decades. Intellectually, when you look at it, most people say I couldn't have done it, you know, but you'll be surprised how strong the spirit is when you're acting in that condition. Black is the back of nights inside that gold. Down inside the solitary silence in the hole. Been free from them chains or feet in my hands. Been the ever cross your mind, you can change on my mind. Pulling the waters of rivers, I stay rooted like trees. The rich you call never reaching to me. With a heart stay earned from the heart I serve. Living life with God inside my conscience, the past is the waters. This is from Albert Woodfox and Malik Rahim. This power to the people like we've never seen. Blessed to be the ones who is scared to dream. Just to see, bring to the scene. Never mistake a meal for your meal, bitch. If you ever in a pickle, you just deal with it. If you ever took a loss, then you can fix it. And if they put you on that cross, then you crucifix it. My God. You couldn't just become a child. You had to establish programs, free breakfast program, community cleanup, drug-free zones, sickle cell awareness, crime abatement. When we went into the desire was classified as the most dangerous public housing in the country. Within 2 months, we made it one of the safest communities in the city of New Orleans. Nobody will help you unless you try to help yourself. It was inspiring people with hope, making people believe that they can make a difference in their community. You don't have to live this way. Never feel the dark when your light shines bright. That's to the spirit, not my power of might. Or my faith, that sight. Speak the name on your God, keep it calling, talking about brutality, we're talking about creating conditions where men victimize one another. You know, we're talking about everything going in the United States. How was it growing up in New Orleans as a young man compared to how it is now? You look at what we did in some of these communities, and you see what's happening in them now. It is real sad. The saddest part is that these kids have so much potential. These kids today have such a rough road. I just hope that before it becomes so despair that they learn this, learn what we have gone through.
Can we hit the lights, please? The hip-hop doc, who is also a member of the Southern University Board of Supervisors. This brings this momentous occasion to a close, but not yet. Before we close, Brother Lamont, has he come back into the space? Brother Lamont. All right. Brother Lamont, two things. If you like this shirt and the shirt that the brother is wearing, these shirts are on sale outside. The proceeds will go to Baba Malik. Please purchase these shirts. The proceeds will go to Baba Malik. In addition to that, before you leave, Brother Carl Washington, one of the culturalists in the city of New Orleans, a brother I've known for a long time. Coming up, Brother Carl. Brother Carl has a question to ask and a challenge to make. Brother Carl.
So I want to thank you, brother. You've put your life on the line. You've led by example, and you've given us a blueprint. Tonight, you have received many accolades, plaques, proclamations from the City Council, the Black Caucus, and none, to my knowledge, that sent a check. None, to my knowledge. So it's incumbent upon us. Many may go to church and drop the preacher hundreds and thousands. Tonight it's incumbent upon us to give what we can and have this brother go home tonight where he can have something. So I'm making a contribution. And those who are willing and able, I pledge and ask you to do the same, and so he can go home with some cash and not just proclamations. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Carl. Thank you for jumpstarting that, Brother Carl. But I don't know, Sister Angela, I'm going to take this liberty. I'm just a point of information. SUNO and Southern and Baton Rouge will be providing the brother with our tokens of appreciation as well. So, having said that, please, we have a strong box which is being brought around by the strong man, Brother Lamont. Please, if you are so inclined, as the challenge was presented to us, please donate. Please donate. At this point, the last tribute to Baba Malik, at least during this ceremony, will be brought by the dynamic spirit of the Phi-Ya-Ya,